Yeah, you know what? We'll do the screen share.
Let's start again.
I'll trim the front off here. You know, the show never goes perfectly, as I think a lot of people who are fans have realized. But let's just start right here. We're at Bitcoin block 416,614. So we're really close to having, even closer now. And I'm pretty excited. You mentioned you've been in the space, I guess, since the last halving already.
Yeah, it was, when was it? Was it November 2012? I think something like that. I don't quite remember the date, but yeah, it's been 4 years.
Oh, so here we are with Anthony Iorio for anyone who missed it the first time. So you got into the Bitcoin space very early on. Were you an investor, or are you kind of an
investor? Found out about Bitcoin in the summer of 2012 and been full-time blockchain since.
That was a good time to get in, I think.
It was about $10 at the time.
Wow.
I think I got my first Bitcoin was $9.65, something along those lines.
Nice. Well, if you want to sell me one for that person, totally a buyer. But yeah, I think as of today, in Canadian, we're probably hitting 10 times that now, around $900. I think was the last time.
More than 10 times that. We're hitting 100 times that.
Yeah.
10 would be 100. We're hitting almost $1,000.
So
yes, yeah, it's gone up. These last few days have been extremely back with like 2013 when the price was skyrocketing up. It's exciting times.
Yeah, but you've actually, I guess, taken a position outside of kind of the Bitcoin space. You're now the chief digital officer of the Toronto Stock Exchange.
Yeah, a position I started earlier this year.
Okay.
Been consulting with them for quite a while, and joined the TMX Group, which is the parent company that owns the Toronto Stock Exchange, as chief digital officer earlier this year. Yeah.
Cool. So I guess there are going to be some plans, do you think, with Ethereum exchange, maybe some tokens and being on the Ethereum chain, but also being traded publicly on the.
Really looking at different things, but there's no one now with TMX.
Okay. I got to ask, since you, I guess, were involved with Ethereum so early, and you have ties with probably a lot of guys in trading and whatnot. Do you know the market maker behind Ethereum? Because whoever he may be, or she, or they paint a beautiful chart. It's a blast to trade, I must say.
Oh yeah? No, I've got no idea. I've not sold any of my Ether.
Oh, well, that's a good decision. I actually was talking.
I haven't sold any of my Ether, and I haven't sold my Bitcoin except for investing back into our projects and things that we do here.
So you're waiting until you don't have to.
Yeah, I believe it's still quite underdeveloped.
Oh, okay. So I guess are there any things you maybe want to share coming up soon?
Well, I guess for Ethereum, I don't work for the crowd sale. Most of the founders basically went on to pursue more for-profit ventures as we turned into a foundation. So yeah, I am involved in developing wallets around my product line. Jax is now a wallet. Bitcoin, soon to be adding many other tokens.
Yeah, I have been kind of playing around with it just a little bit, but it seems like, yeah, you guys are kind of trying to be the wallet with, especially having a lot more altcoin integration, like moving the DAO integration, the voting and proposal reads and everything like that.
Yeah.
Great.
No, we don't think of the mobile experience as a great place to be creating. So we've actually setting up a new site called Rocket DAO.
Okay.
And Rocket DAO is going to be our platform for browsing, creating, submitting, and voting on proposals, all tied into Jax. But we thought it deserved its own site for the creation, and we've already got the back ends all set up where it's pulling in all the different proposals. It's really, you're looking to be like the Pinterest.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't think anyone's gonna take a selfie and be like, sponsor me, then
DAO. They could, but they gotta pay for it. Yeah, you gotta pay to submit the proposal.
Oh yeah. Hopefully they reach quorum and they don't lose that. I think it's like $40 in Ether now to submit one.
Yeah.
Craziness. So you guys are launching Jack very soon, or?
We already launched Jax.
Well,
it's been out for a while.
So
the proposal side of things?
The proposal, yeah, like the full implementation. Like, when do you think it's going to be not really a beta, but it's full alpha?
Well, there's nothing in beta right now. The wallet we have is launched on our full product. So the DAO wallet, you can send, you can see your balances for DAO. That's already done. Shapeshift's already been integrated, so now you can convert between DAO, Bitcoin, and Ether inside the wallet. The second stage of the DAO integration will be wallet integration of proposals and voting, or Rocket DAO. So probably going to be Rocket DAO, because we want to get in there and start giving people opportunity to be browsing through the proposals, be able to submit, create, and do that. So probably Rocket DAO, hoping next week that we're going to be bringing that out. And then the actual being able to see proposals and vote on proposals directly from Jax will be coming out after that.
So I guess what's your opinion of the company Slockit and like the work they're trying to do? Do you have like they were the creators of the DAO that we know. Do you think you'll have like Jax or another app to maybe interact with their products that they're planning on building? Or
yeah, well, we're planning with Jax to be the kind of command center for the blockchain. That's, you know, the wallet is the key element. Technology. If you can provide a great user experience, and that's where people, because you always need to be sending, you need to be doing things with your payments, control center or user experience technology to the masses. So yes, we're going to be hopefully integrating with a ton of other things. We got Shapeshift integration, we got Coinbase integration coming up. We got a bunch of other exchanges that we're going to start working with integrations right inside of Jax. We have hardware that we're going to be. We've already announced one piece of hardware. We've got hardware coming out. We've got a lot of add-ons and things will be tying into the wallet. So yes, Slockit, I mean, amazing concept with the developing the chips for decentralized sharing economy. They carried out the DAO, the first DAO creation, which was stemming back from the Ethereum days when we were planning on being a DAO when we started Ethereum. And Stefan Twal and his team at Slockit actually carried it out, so to actually create the whole plan and strategy. I think it's fantastic that it's been done. It's a great experiment, and hopefully, you know, things turn out really well with it.
So is that part of the reason, I guess, why you stepped down from the foundation, is because you feel they're taking on kind of the leadership role in Ethereum development?
No, I stepped down actually, or we went separate ways. Well, it was officially after the crowd sale, okay. And I did quite a bit of work still after that. A lot of work with some of the legal stuff and just making sure things were still going well after that. But no, that nothing to do with the DAO, anything to do with that. It was basically, I have no desire to work for a foundation. I do startups. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm going to build and help build up the ecosystems around this technology, but I'm doing it actually to be monetizing it, to create things like that. And I don't think the foundation is the best way to be doing things like that.
Well, from what I see here, you definitely have the startup vibe going. I see, you know, desks everywhere, kind of people bumping elbows while they program. It's a packed space and it seems to be growing.
Yeah, Decentral is hopping. We've got, I think, 18 full-time people here working on a number of different projects. We've got the Blockchain World Expo that's coming up in Toronto in September that we're putting on. We have the development work here that we do. We do a lot of events. We do consulting. We work with a lot of financial institutions, enterprise clients on developing strategies around blockchain. So yeah, we've got quite a bit of stuff going on here. So
Decentral is the business, yeah, like the front, I guess, for like it's the company that's the best,
yeah.
right?
So Decentral is my brand.
Yeah.
We were the first hub of Ethereum. Ethereum came out of Decentral. So we were the space where a lot of the ideas came out of. This is where Vitalik was holding up back in the day when we were getting things off the ground. So this was the initial stages of Ethereum, which was through Decentral. We've been going 2.5 years. We had the world's second Bitcoin ATM. That's still very active. We got, you know, people from
saw a couple. I was just sitting here. I was very surprised.
Yeah, no, we do a ton of volume out of this machine. And this is the space, and everybody that works out of here works on Decentral projects. We've got our UI UX designers, we've got our coders, we've got our consultants, writers. Yeah, it's a pretty hopping space.
So you mentioned it's the second Bitcoin ATM. I actually had the opportunity to use the first one in Vancouver. Planning on expanding your brand, I guess, further across Canada, maybe the US, or
expanding the brand? Yes, has been up by ATMs. ATMs aren't an expandable business. They have three major issues with ATMs. Dealing with all the cash as you start expanding to other locations, how you're handling the cash. You've going into other locations, it means you have to set up in convenience stores or other areas and rely on the merchants taking care of the machine and helping out customers, and that's not something they want to do. So you have merchant issues, and then also you have the issue of technical issues. So machines that deal with exchanges and the wallet, there's a lot of technical problems. So we've actually developed a coin card program that we're going to be putting out, like gift cards that go into convenience stores. And we've solved those 3 problems by doing that. It's called the Jack's Coin Card. It ties in with our wallet very easily, and that's an expandable business that we're spreading out.
Now, is it like a Bitcoin QR code that's on the back of it, or like a private key, I mean?
Yeah. So the way it works is that you've got denomination of $20 and $50 cards. On the back, you've got a serial number that's exposed, and then you have a scratch-off part that reveals the QR code and reveals the actual, also the representative number that represents on the QR code.
Oh, so like when you load it into buys Bitcoin, like immediately at current market price?
So what happens is you scratch off the back. You then scan it with Jack's on demand. It does just like an ATM. It does a buy order on the exchange. It then sends it directly into your wallet with Jack's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. So yeah, when I mentioned, I guess, Vancouver and expanding, what you have here, I guess, it's not really a hacker space. It's more of like a development
company. It's a company here. Everybody here works on our projects. This is a company. It's not a co-working space. Or it's everybody here is involved in our stuff. So this is Decentral is the company. And then we've got a number of different other companies that come out of that and different projects that we work out of that.
So I'm actually familiar of my time that I spent in Vancouver with a space there. They go now by Decentral Commons, so it is kind of a co-working space or a bit of an organization. I guess what's been your experience working in the space with them? Do you kind of, if you want to expand the brand there, would you be willing to like work with them, or because like the hackerspace vibe, I feel like is really a good spot to actually have some development. You know, like people can come in and learn, they can develop their own projects as they want, and maybe that's a real good way to kind of pick and choose projects to kind of put more funding into. So yeah, I guess I was just kind of curious of if you've been to the Vancouver
I know
space.
the guys out there in Vancouver. I've been there quite a few times. So Decentral was a name that I created. It's trademarked. I have the trademark for it. They all asked to use it back in the day. I said not a problem, but I also have the contingency that if I needed them to stop using it, they would, and they didn't. So they're still using the name right now. We have our registered trademarks now. I got to put some thought about what we're going to do, but it's not. Brand is very important, very, very important. Especially we're a very design-oriented company, so to be able to have, we definitely wanted to have that brand. It's something that we've paid thousands of dollars across the world to trademark that name. It's a name that we created. So yeah, it's we're doing our thing here. We're creating great products, but we're not associated with the Decentral, with the Vancouver side. Okay,
but like if you, I guess, were to expand across country, are you planning on doing more of your company spaces, like having developers in Edmonton and?
No, I the most efficient way to actually do things is to do things in under one space.
Okay.
That's the most efficient way. That's why all of our crew is here at Decentral. We don't have remote workers. It's just much more efficient way, and that's why we are an extremely efficient developing company, an extremely efficient company in general.
Oh, so you don't have anybody telecommuting?
No.
For an internet company, you would think that's something that would become more of a standard, right? Like
it's not as efficient.
No.
No. You when you're outside of an organization, we learned this with Ethereum, with different hubs that we set up around the world. You cannot be connected as much as you can be, because all the typing and everything going on in our Slack channels and things, we don't do very much of it. Most of it's communication by voice. So how does someone who's in another province stay in tune as much as they would be if they were actually here? It's just not feasible with technology, and it can be done and people do it. I'm not a believer of it, and I believe we need to be extremely efficient. We're in a race to get things done, and the most efficient way to do things is when you're all working in the same space at the same time.
Oh, and I was definitely experiencing that haste in my time here before the show. So I can see you're very proficient. Let's call you a boss, I guess, because you've been doing really great work in the space, and you've done in terms of positive development.
We've done a lot of stuff. Building over the last, before we came out live, now we're up to our 4th release since last week, launching Jack's. We're on 9 different platforms. We have a single code base, which enables us to be very rapidly to deploy one code to all the different apps or all the different bases, instead of having to worry about developers for iPhone, developers for Android, and then the code bases all get out of sync. No, we're providing a unified experience for blockchain that's the same across all your platforms, and they all sync together. There's no other wallet company that's done that. And now with our integrations, we're the first to do Ether, we're the first to do DAO, we're the first to have an iOS app for Ether, and we're going to start adding other tokens in the near future. A lot of other things that we can really be very rapidly deploy and integrate because of the way that we've done our setup system. Yeah.
Very cool. So this conference that you have, when I was interviewing Griff Green of Slockit, and I mentioned the conference, he's like, oh, I think DevCon 2 is going on in China the exact same week, and there's maybe a bit of overlap.
Yeah.
So are you guys kind of working together on that? Or are you
so I was just in China with the guys that are actually doing that a little while ago, the Fenbushi group out there. So I'm good friends with the guys that are running that there. It just so happened that we booked the same time.
Yeah.
We announced weeks before they did. And literally the day before I announced, I called up Bo, who runs the Fenbushi thing out there. I'm like, Bo, I know you're doing, I'm hearing sometime in September. When is it? He's like, we're doing the 23rd to 24th. I'm like, okay, well, we're the 19th through 21st, but they're doing their DevCon before, and then the main conference is after. So yeah, it's gonna be a conference. But I also think that we're on opposite sides of the world. You have a lot of people that aren't going to be flying the 16 hours over to China to be doing this. So, and our focus is mostly the Canadian market, even though it's a global event for us. It's not just about Ethereum for us.
Yeah,
we're about blockchain in general. So for us, we're going to be working together. There's going to be synergies between the two groups. I'm leaving right when our conference ends, and I'm heading to China for the conference over there, and I'll be speaking over there. So it just happened to be the same time, and it's just the way that it worked out. And we'll have 2 good events on the same time. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. So.
Well, I'm excited. I'm already looking at getting tickets, unless you want, some free media.
Get the community tickets.
Okay.
Get the community tickets. We got them 75% off right now. What the real ones are. So.
Nice.
You should take hold of those right now. So.
Well, I don't know if you want some independent media there. If you got some media tickets, could.
I don't know. What are your credentials?
My credentials. Well, I've been running Blocktalk for my average view count. I think it's every video, and have big names. Slockit, Vlad Zamfir, a lot of Ethereum names. I'm waiting to get Vitalik, but I know he's a busy guy, so I want to make sure I got a good list of questions for him.
Yeah.
But is he going to be at your conference? Or?
Yeah, he'll be. Well, DevCon will be going on the same time with us. He's going to be in Shanghai, so he's not going to be over here.
Yeah, so I wasn't sure if you guys are going to be sharing a flight over.
No, because that would mean that if he was here for our conference, it would mean that he'd be missing the DevCon over there. No, and that's what they're putting on. He's part of the foundation. They're doing that, but yeah.
No, so I hope to have the opportunity to meet him, but I don't think I'm going to buy a plane ticket to China.
Yeah, I think it's good that we're going to give people an opportunity in North America, people that can drive up from the States to come to the event here. So it's giving people choice. It's good.
Now, do you feel that Bitcoin and blockchain technology is more prominent in Canada than the U.S.?
No, I wouldn't necessarily say that.
Well, when I think of per capita internet users, I almost think of Canadians have more than the U.S. and then maybe we have per capita. Do you agree with that statement?
I don't know. We both have a lot of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's more than the other, but I don't know. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah. No, it's just.
Where are you from?
I'm from about an hour down the highway, in between London and Waterloo. Okay. So I'm a country boy myself, but I'm planning on implementing blockchains in my own little way. I'm talking with the Providence team. I just had an interview with Tendermint yesterday in Guelph. So those guys are doing some really cool stuff with proof of stake as well. And I'm really hoping to change.
Was it Ethan you're meeting with?
Yes.
Yeah, cool guy. Eh?
Oh yeah, he did a little rap for me. It was great.
I did a talk with Ethan. It was funny for a bunch of lawyers earlier this week. Actually, it was hilarious. Yeah, it was good times. It was like all these suits and ties, and then I'm usually a little out there with my talking, but man, he says it as it is, and great. I loved being in that talk with him. It was good. Yeah, no,
I thoroughly enjoyed the conversation with him. I might be meeting with him tonight, but I actually have an interview with Kaiser. I don't have an interview with Kaiser. I'm watching an interview with Max Kaiser.
Oh, he's in town, right?
Yeah. For BitGold over at the university. So, I might have to get walking over there, but this has been a fantastic chat, and I hope to talk to you again soon. And maybe we'll see each other at the conference and. Jam a microphone in your face and we'll get more questions.
All right. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, and everyone at home, see you in the next 1,000 blocks.